We're live, ladies and gentlemen. We have Volatile Gaming League, Volatile Organization, Volatile League, whatever they want to call it. Season 2 here, I believe Week 2 matchup. Division 2 between Fear Polar and Boxed Emotions. Boxed Emotions, I believe they're actually debuting this week. Maybe they debuted last week, but I don't think they did. So, yeah, this is their first league match, so welcome. Dream. I know some of the players on their roster in this matchup. In fact, I know Rise. I've played with him years and years ago. Yeah, this is actually round 1 action. My apologies. But as I was saying, so they're a very new team. I don't know much about their strategy, about really key players for them, any of that. So we'll have to see how that goes. On the other side, there's Fear Polar, a very well-established team, very much the old guard, I'd say. Not amazing, but certainly an entertaining team to watch. I just don't think that it's very likely that they do well against teams that are of a higher caliber than them, which could be said about any team. It's been demonstrated time and time again that they are outmatched often. The roster that we have tonight for Fear Polar, I do know a good amount of the players on that. I've seen them operate. I don't think I've seen them on Cafe in a while, but still we'll have to see how it goes. To talk very briefly about Cafe,
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
pretty crammed in considering the size and the constraints of the building, which basically this one map is this singular building, which is just stacked on top of each other. But beyond that, there's also a good amount of just nooks and crannies. So although these teams won't need to use really roam-heavy strategies with the 2 or 3 roamers, we will certainly see, or at least hopefully see a roam game from both of these teams. To talk quickly about the bans, the Thunderbird ban, I can understand it's not seen a lot on console, at least in console competitive, but it's a strong ban because of the things that she brings, strong gun, nitro cell, and basically unlimited heals, as well as a way to sort of remotely revive, akin to Doc, maybe a bit better than Doc, actually, in that sense. And then the Finka, I'm not a huge fan of. Finka used to be a lot stronger, used to be sort of a favorite for entries, but now with that nerf to her recoil and also losing the frag grenades, she's a lot more of a sort of flex support role than she was before. On the other side, Fear Polar's bans, that Jackal ban is just a very classic comfort ban, and the Melusi I'm not a fan of at all. I don't know if that's target ban against a member of Boxed Emotions. TJ gonna fall there, hands of Rogue Logic on the roam here. That Valkyrie looking to maybe get some vertical play, taken down by Kibble. 4v4 now, as that Nomad able to plug off that roam and just secure their flank for the time being, it seems. Did somebody try and... I don't understand what's going on. Why are you claymoring? I'm confused here, but they do have they actually have even numbers at this point. Still not great that they lost that vertical player. A lot of soft breach, a lot of potential soft destruction lost with that, though considering the lineup that we have from Fear Polar, I don't think that there's a whole lot of need to clear that. There's no castle, there's only one shield. They're not going to be able to clear that shield with a slash necessarily, though the frags would be nice. So not the end of the world, and obviously losing a Nitro isn't the best situation for the defending team. Especially somebody that's in that position, in that prime of a position to potentially make a play or stop a plant. But he traded himself out. He got that kill there to keep it even. So it's truly not the end of the world. I think that an aggressive, strangely enough, a bit more of an aggressive, actually no, just a regular air job trying to sort of lock. So I don't know if Stingray's going to try and challenge that possibly. He could actually look to rotate around potentially. I mean, as I think Rise is down here. It looks like he fell off the roof. That's not a good sign for them. And they're running low on time here with about 50 seconds left, maybe a bit less. The Ying there of Ice-Wolf going to try and push forward here. Trying to deal with that Doc possibly. Does not see him. Takes him down with a headshot. 4v3 now as Tingles picks off Latex. Rise is still down. This is essentially, it's in essence a 1-on-3. Jake capitalizes on Ice-Wolf being distracted. Sort of a natural crossfire. Kibble, the last one left here, will take down one. Tingles trades him out. And a messy first round between these two teams. To address that past round, which was a bit of a mess, the attacking team got off to an alright start. I think there was some questionable decision making. I don't know why you would want to air jab a area that you immediately going to push. You would want to rather air jab in that example. You would probably want to air jab actually on red stairs, probably that door to red. Instead of air jabbing the door into museum or into mining, my apologies. If you're gonna establish a vertical presence, you know, if you're gonna start putting players and such and utility in that area, because then it's just a wasted air jab. And then the same thing with the claymores. I think between the new operator and Nomad and Gridlock, there's enough flank watch to not really necessitate claymores. Now, onto the first floor here, onto this kitchen's hold, which, interestingly enough, is going to involve similarly an extension here with a castle courtesy of Jake into, which usually is sort of a suicide hold. You know, you have somebody there, and they know that they're going to get pressed down and die there. It's just too small of a space with not enough exit points for a player playing that to really have a chance. But at the moment, they don't have anybody there. I don't really... Maybe that's going to be Jake as TJ falls again. OG Tingle's going to pick him off there. Not the best start here, as Spawnbeak's going to give the man advantage to the attacking team. Going to try and risk it again. That Mozzie of Tingles maybe looking for a second here. But, I mean, without that sledge again, especially on this site, where that sledge, that breaching hammer, is going to be a bit more effective because it can actually go down and be useful in that sense to provide that vertical play, it's not good. On the topic of lineup here, I'm a bit confused by the Cali play. You know, most of the lineup on both sides is understandable, is normal even, but I don't understand a Cali, mainly because that's going to be best for long angles, and there's not a whole lot of long angles on, let alone this map. If you're bringing it for utility, there are certainly better options, or more, or options that bring possibly more utility, or a different kind of utility. Someone gonna go down. No denial rod by the defending team, so that's gonna obviously put a nice dent in that wall there. Nitro going out, courtesy of Rogue, I believe. Actually, I think that's, yeah, the Valkyrie of Rogue trying to hold down this push, which is essentially all of Boxed Emotions are on one side of the site. You know, almost all of them are in a single room. This seems like not great practice. Looking to drone now. Nobody really pushing alongside that or trying to capitalize on that intel, as they're going to have to really try and pincer logic here, and part of that is going to be dealing with Stingray, who's just going to inch his way down those red stairs, trying to pick off, I believe, spotting Latex there, just on that rotate between Bakery and the other side, and don't know why that was so set up so heavily in sort of an extension hold when there wasn't anybody there. Latex fall, as Eric will get a pick there. They'll recover the diffuser, but man advantage is not pointing the way of Boxed Emotions. Stingray going to capitalize on Rise doing some very questionable plays there. I don't know what's going on here, but Boxed Emotions' attack is sort of falling apart, just, you know, really being pincered here. Kibble going to run out of ammo, trying to escape possibly, but he's outnumbered, low health. I mean, no time, no diffuser, nothing he can do really. Attracting the attention of Tingles, who's just going to pick him off. That's a double kill for the Mozzie, and another round here for Fearpolar. Xanim yeah, not looking too great here for Boxed Emotions so far. Predictions. I want to be optimistic, considering Boxed Emotions is debuting here in League play, but I'll address this in a second. They have seemed like a mess. I'm going to go 7-2 in favor of Polar.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
I know, Tubify, I know. Very quickly, I never really finished talking about the Melusi ban, so I figured I should just cap that right now. I'm not a huge fan of it. It's not great. Melusi has never traditionally been very strong. I don't think that there have any real recent buffs to her, so I don't see a need to ban her, considering that she essentially just brings a mediocre gun and a upgraded proximity alarm. You know, proximity alarm plus barbed wire. So it's really not that valuable, in my opinion, to ban her, unless it's a target ban against a member of Boxed Emotions. 7-0 Polar. Of course you're going to say that, Tubify. But these first two rounds, which have looked like that, frankly, have been a mess. I mean, the aggression that we've seen from Fear Polar have essentially been unanswered. You know, we've had the same player on Boxed Emotions die 2 times in a row as the opening pick, with impact on the round. That'll be Rogue picked off there. TJ actually able to get an assist there, really, and clear out that roam. Did waste a bit of time and certainly got some damage on him, but we'll have to see if this collapsed roam is going to possibly stunt the defense here. TJ going to get a second kill there onto Jake as his roam is essentially all but gone. Tingles is trying to hold on here, but he's facing a heavy amount of pressure on this extension above. Wonder when he's going to drop down, cut his losses. Stingray falls in the hands of Latex, and it's up to just Tingles and Wipe against these at this point of Boxed Emotions with 2 minutes to go. Just a really very hard to hold situation for them. Eric's going to try and get something going here, but obviously having to fight against this man advantage is not good for them. Drone going out there. Tingles, I think, now aware that he's been spotted and possibly taken. Actually, TJ going to be taken down there, courtesy of Eric, who's just playing the site pretty effortlessly, it appears. Tingle's going to get a second kill here. Cluster charge goes down. Kibble and now has vertical control, so he's going to certainly try and pressure Eric, and probably to an extent Tingles as well if he decides to return to site. A roaming Mira play, interestingly enough. We'll have to see how that goes, but Eric's just going to try and maneuver his way around the objective to get something done here. With 1 minute and 15 left, I think Latex watching this, possibly for a flank. Kimball's actually not noticing Tingles is just going to be slowly advancing on him here. He has him right next to him. Kimball doesn't even realize it. Holy... I do not understand. How is this... Okay, Kibble will finally pick him off. I would assume that there was some sort of call, but that would have been very embarrassing. Eric can now be left in a situation where he basically has to get an ace here in order to place this round, or very nearly an ace. 3K from him will take down Latex, except that just Ice Wolf in a 1v1 here. Lowered, now going to scamper away, it appears. Max to swing back, spotted and taken down by Eric. 4K by the Alibi, able to clutch actually a sight sweep there for his team. Gotta be a big morale boost for Fear Polar, and gonna leave Boxed Emotions shaking and scratching their heads. They had a near perfect situation. They were up 5-2. They were up 5-2. You have vertical control. You're up by that much. You've shattered a roam. And frankly, Fear Polar shouldn't have had both an extension above and a roam below, especially that be that committed to a roam below, because then you're stretching your forces out too much. Then you like we just saw. That's why, vertical was lost so quickly.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Gotta keep aware of that, I'd say, for Polar, is just don't do that. Because they overextended themselves, and they had 2 guys die without any real impact on the roam, and that was what put them into that situation. And then Tingles did some work there. Well, Eric did a lot of the work, but Tingles also did some good work as that Mira just even as the 3 armor, you know, slow, loud, bulky, able to get some picks, able to really keep them away from vertical and delay that progression. You know, might have even possibly gotten that fuse kill if he had been a bit faster with that, but we'll have to see. And then Eric obviously just went off, and I think one of the big problems is Eric's going to try and pick off Rise. Teeny bit of damage. Again, Fear Polar very aggressive here. It just has yet to really be put in check by the attacking team, and that's definitely a problem that Box Emotions has to address. Another one is just coordination. They are not coordinating. Nobody seems to be taking charge and organizing a push here. Nobody seems to be calling the shots, calling what's going on, when, who's going to do what. You know, a sort of rallying needs to happen for them. There needs to be somebody who's willing to rally the troops and form some sort of game plan here, because there's clearly not. And that's what caused them to lose that last round, is that they hadn't secured top floor. You know, they hadn't placed down air jabs. I don't think they even had a Nomad to do that. And then after they got that man advantage, they were never able to actually. TJ gonna fall at the hands of Jake. Again, that sledge picked off. Ice Wolf as well. Double kill from the run out on the mute. And how? They've just been completely unaware. This seems like a rather discombobulated team. Eric gonna Pokeball Rise. This is not good here for Boxed Emotions. Kibble gonna set up that air jab there, trying to take down Jake, who's getting more and more aggressive by the moment. Tingles will pick off Latex. It's up to Just. Kibble here actually hits that air jab, and now essentially cornered. I don't see any way that he wins this. It's a flawless round. Big confirms the inevitable. 4-0. Purple. I do want to point this out. Fear Polar is very clearly out-fragging, and they are a team that is very strong when it comes to getting those frags, when it comes to, you know, winning rounds through getting round wins through pure aggression. And it's paying off, and it's very clear. The entire team has, what? Nearly 20 kills, 19. On the other side, the entirety of this attacking team of Boxed Emotions has a grand total of 8. I mean, they're getting out fragged 3-1, pretty much. Which is not a formula for winning games, regardless of how aggressive you want to play. You know, if you want to play slow and focus on getting a plant down and playing for time, all that, sure, go ahead. But you can't win a game when you're getting out fragged that badly. Boxed Emotions should have placed. I mean, my opinion is that Claymores are not that good. They are very easy to take out, unless you place them very well. But more often than not, they are pretty straightforward when it comes to. So I don't see a real use for them unless you don't have a Nomad accessible. Now, again, a first floor hold here, that bakery extension. Same strategy in effect here. And as the old saying goes, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That certainly seems to be what's happening here. Tingles is looking to one-shot somebody on Boxed Emotions. I don't know how effective that's going to be. And Latex falls. That's a bad start to this round here. They still have Ice Wolf, but they've lost Rise. They've lost Jake. Actually, Jake will be the one to take down Rise, but they've lost money as well. Tingles will get the shot with the SGCQB. Oh my god. Ice Wolf takes down Jake. It's a 2v4, nearly a 2v3. Eric's down, but not out. I mean, this is a mess, honestly. I think Rogue is going up there to res him. Still. Yeah, trying to... I think Tingles is trying to Is Tingles trying to kill him? Or I think Tingles is trying to maybe get a res shot down? Yeah, I think that's the... Yup, and he's back to full health, actually. Overstimmed. I find the change that they made to Doc interesting. They've made him more of a threat, and Eric will actually be able to capitalize, takes down Kibble. Tingles with a double kill with the shotgun, getting a revive as well. A real impact player there for Fear Polar, as they will now have a 5-0. This is embarrassing, I'm gonna just say it. The bottom frags on Fear Polar have as many kills as the second frags for Boxed Emotions. That's not how you should be going about this. You have players that are still on at 1 and 5. Somebody coordinate an attack here. Somebody needs to lead the charge. Somebody needs to get frags. Because very clearly, whatever you're doing right now is not working. It needs to be fixed. They are not coordinating. They don't seem to be communicating. They don't seem to have any sort of idea as to how to really happen. You know, we saw that. We've seen that in these past few rounds. They're not really good at playing that man advantage. We saw that in the last time that we went to this site of Fireplace. You know, it was a 5-on-2. Polar should be 1-4. Polar was down in a 5v2, and what you have to do in that situation is just play your numbers. Ideally, at least look for trades, but in best case situation, you want to be playing those crossfires. You want to be playing for 2v1s to really capitalize on having that lead in the numbers game. But no, instead, they gave a bunch of 1v1s to Fear Polar, and it paid off because they just gave 4 or 5 1v1s to Tingles and Eric instead of really making it be 2v1s, which is what they should have done. And very clearly, the fact that their entire team is negative should tell you so. I don't know if they're gonna... I was tempted to say that they're gonna rush, but I don't know. Is there mental on point? I think that's a big question, because if they've given up here, then this game's already over. It's pretty much impossible to recover from a 6-0 deficit. Jake's gonna be playing a bit more... Oh, it's actually Stingray, my apologies, being a bit more aggressive. Takes down TJ. Lanetex will trade him out, but still, losing that Ash is not great. So I don't think either team really emerges with a lead off of that. The fuse there of Kibble just putting down all his utility on a single window. I don't know why. You've already basically turned that entire room into mush. I think Rogue is looking to maybe get a pick off of him. Knows that he's there, knows that he's trying to get something to happen. Has an angulation left onto that rotate. I'm sure that might play a factor late in this round as Ice Wolf will pick off Tingle, stops that Mira play from above, and actually, I don't know if he realizes it, but Vertical is clear now. There's nobody there. It's a 3v3. Latex did die, but they now have vertical control possibly, and they have plenty of time. It's not like other situations. It's not like a worst case situation where they only have a minute left and they have vertical. No, they have more than half the round. They just now need to capitalize. They now need to make something happen off of it. Because if they don't, it's going to definitely be a wasted opportunity, and it's certainly going to tilt the scales, at least in this round, in favor of the defending team. They both think trying to clear out below, though there's nobody there. I have to sort of question their strategy here. Nobody's droning. There doesn't seem to be a real clear modus operandi. They have a sledge. I don't know why the sledge has not opened up that hatch over there in Cocktail yet. I'm really confused here. This is not good. This is just messy. With a minute left, it's very clearly messy. As Rogue takes down Kibble with a knife actually running out. That is embarrassing. Ice Wolf picked off by the M1014. Finished off with a knife courtesy of Jake. Guys here. Outnumbered. No diffuser. Still has plenty of utility at least. But frankly, that's a consolation prize here. And Eric will just get a nice headshot there under Rise. That'll be the round. And 6-0. A flawless half for Fear Polar. Jesus. Checking the scoreboard at half. 2-3-3. 2-1. 10. Congratulations, White Boy Eric, for hitting double digits. 8-3-3-5. The difference between these two teams in the number of kills has just continue to multiply. So much that we might actually see some sort of rush or a meme here. I mean, we see a blitz and a warden. Those should be ominous signs that one or both of these teams has stopped caring and is just going to meme. But if you were to compare the amount of kills these two teams have, the last time that we looked, the defending team now, Boxed Emotions, had 9 or 10. They now have
Defuse as many bombs as they can.
11. So they've really been struggling to get on the board. Meanwhile, every one of their players has died every single round. On the other side, White Boy Eric alone has almost as many kills as the entire Boxed Emotions roster, which is that's sad. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't want to. I'm trying to not be too mean, but the entire roster of Fear Polar has what? 29, so nearly 3-1 still in terms of out-fragging. It's messy. Let's be honest, it don't matter. We'll just see how this goes here. I mean, we see a Nook play. We almost saw a blitz, but I think the presence of TJ as a warden really dispelled that. Rise down there. Kibble will pick off Jake. And I think they're trying to actually tase him to death here, which I don't think is going to actually happen. Stingray falls. Hands of Kibble. Double kill from the Kapkan as he'll fall at the hands of White Boy Eric. So trying to actually take down TJ. Will get a headshot there. Just going to continue to grow the man advantage that it's been developed here by Boxed Emotions. Tingles is going to get one. That Doki Call may be providing some good intel. They don't have the diffuser though, and they are outnumbered. But they have plenty of time. They have 2 minutes just under. So they have enough breathing room to maybe mount a comeback. Tingles able to capitalize on Ice Wolf doing a slow peek. Double kill, actually a third for the round from Tingles. Looking for a fourth, possibly trying to take down Rise. It's a 1v1 now between Logic and Rise here. He has the ability to get rid of those, to maybe know where he's at here, to figure that out. But at the moment, don't know how effective that's going to be. Going to start that last call. I think Rogue realizing that it did, and now having to respond very quickly. Unfortunately, not able to get a ton of intel on that, but Logic trying to make this happen. Here's him just trying to pre-fire it, but neither able to actually get shots on the other, so at this point, just sort of pot shots being made. Logic going to swing, try and take him out, and he will. The DMR finishes off a flawless game. An absolute of Boxed Emotions, courtesy of Fear Polar. 7-0. 5-7-3-7, 2-7, 3-7, 2-7, 11-3, 11-2, 4-2, 3-4, 5-4. 2 players combining for more kills than the entire enemy roster. Both of these players with 11 kills. Congratulations. And a KDR of 5.5. Just insane. Great job to the players of Fear Polar, and certainly a learning experience for Boxed Emotions.
You guys just kept swinging.
Very, very close game, guys. Very, very close game, guys. That was a great game. Actually, wow. Almost won the OT. Almost won the